Today we're working on the F-150 as usual, and I'm finally back. So what we had to do is this top cover on the trans was leaking. It was either leaking out of the 3 plugs, and if you're a Ford guy, you know that those 3 plugs back there leak on these trannies. So I'm not sure if those were leaking or the gasket was leaking. I went ahead and bought both off of transmission parts distributors, I believe is what they're called. They're on the online, and the get this camera around, the complete order, so it was the plugs and the gasket, put me out about 15, just a hair over 15 bucks. So it wasn't bad at all. Stock, you have these little rubber plugs, and 25-year-old rubber, it just dries out and comes brittle, whatever, and doesn't seal as well. So I just put those plugs in with a, I don't know where it went. That's not it. Anyway, it's a 3/8 quarter inch drive socket, which I am missing. So it's around here somewhere. Anyway, but that fits right inside of the plug and worked pretty well. So I just tapped them in until they were about flush. The holes are kind of tapered, so I just pushed them in till the top of the plug was at the bottom of the taper, if that makes sense. So the easiest way to get to the transmission like that, to get that cover off, is to, pardon me, in the side door. So the easiest way to get that cover off without pulling the whole tranny is just to pull your flooring back. You've got 4 screws. There's one here, 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 and there on both sides. Take that off. Take your tranny boot, shifter boot off. There's 4 screws in that. 4 screws over there in your transfer case if you have 4-wheel drive. This is not 4-wheel drive yet, okay? Yet. So keep my fingers crossed that it will be 4-wheel drive one day. So the whole reason I am doing this to the transmission is because my other transmission decided to quit on me. Quit as in it was grinding, it wouldn't shift. I'm not positive, but I think let me think of exactly what it's called, the slave cylinder was going out or something. So a couple bearings turned into a whole new clutch, flywheel resurfaced, different transmission. I had the transmission. It was like 250 bucks. I'm in Illinois, south central Illinois, and I went clear up to Wisconsin to get it quite a few months back so I can do a 4-wheel drive swap. So I had this sitting in the barn, and I really don't know a whole lot of the history on this. I know it's got like either 180 or 80,000 miles, 80 or 180,000 miles, I should say. And the inside was really clean. It looked good. There wasn't a bunch of sludge built up, whatever. So tranny, it was covered in grease or covered in oil on the outside. So I didn't know what was leaking, whatever. So I threw it in there kind of blindly, and anyway, so that's why I'm doing that now. But yeah, the whole reason I had to put this tranny is because the old one decided to quit on me. So like I said, that turned into a different transmission, flywheel, clutch, new slave cylinder, new drive shaft, hanging right there. Went and got it cut down and balanced. I tried to do it, and I don't have the tools to do it, and I messed it up, kind of screwed it up, and so I just took it. It cost me like 160 bucks to get it shortened, balanced, welded, and they painted it too. So it really wasn't terrible. I have yet to calculate how much I have in this project, so I'll post that either in the comments or maybe in the description later on when I tally all that up. So anyway, but to change this, I know I've rambled on. This isn't necessarily a how-to video, just because I'm going to show a bunch of stuff. But the easiest way is to take those 4 bolts or 4 screws on each side off, pull your carpet back, and then there is 9, I believe, 8 millimeters that cover that plate there. You can see it over there. That goes right over here. There is like RTV or silicone or something going all the way around. I just took a flat bar and got under it, popped it up, and then my brother was able to just pull it off. He was over here and I was over there, so he just pulled it off. So worked pretty good, and you can access the tranny. The way I tried originally was to lower the tranny as far down as it would go, take the cross member off or whatever. I loosened the cross member because it's kind of hodgepodge, screwed up. I don't know. It's very redneck at the moment, so I've got it bolted under the frame because I don't have the right cross member at the moment. So I'll have to either make a new one or find one when I go to put the front axle in, because of the drive shaft where it'll hit the cross member at the moment. But we'll get her done one of these days. So I tried to lift that plate up and slide it over the side of the tranny. The trans won't go far enough down with this, and I've heard of other guys just taking this plate off. It really wasn't that hard, so I'm glad we did it that way and didn't have to pull the tranny or whatever. So anyway, the people that typically watch my YouTube channel, I haven't told you this yet. So recently, as in like 2-3 weeks ago, I went on a 2-hour drive one way and picked up not bench, but bucket seats, I guess. So I know I've got all this junk here, but you get the gist of it. So I've got a bucket here, a jump seat, and then a bucket there that is over on the workbench right now. I'm redoing it a little bit. So that's nice. And if anybody knows what that is, throw it down in the comments. And anyway, whatever. So a couple things are going over there. And my new headliner. So the headliner in here, my previous videos you saw it was hanging down, nearly touching me in the head, and it was coming unglued real bad, so I decided to throw a headliner in. My brother and I have identical headliners. It says "Don't Tread on Me," and it's got the snake, and it's over a distressed American flag. So I thought that was pretty cool. Cost me, I believe, $20 on the flag. $20 on the flag, and then like $13 on the glue from O'Reilly's Advanced. I don't remember where I got it. One of the 3 Advanced O'Reilly's or AutoZone. It's like $13-15 for this can. Works pretty good so far. This isn't perfect. I'm not a professional. There is a little bit, you can't even maybe yeah, you can see it right there, just a little bit. It didn't seal real well. Anyway, and the headliner is 25 years old, and that foam ripples. So if you look down it, I don't even know if you can see it on camera, but there's ripples. Anyway, and I'm in the process of painting all my trim black. So I'm painting this trim, the door jambs here, painted that, painted this up here, painted these. These kind of ticked me off because they're vinyl, and I didn't get vinyl paint, so they're still kind of sticky, and it's been like a month since I painted them, at least 3 weeks anyway. So planning on painting this here, and then the same over here. And eventually, I would kind of like to do a tan and black interior. So I would paint like this tan, this vinyl here tan, and the rest black, and maybe do like something like a carbon fiber wrap. Or my highlight colors on this truck, I'm planning on going blue. And I've got the blue that I painted the rear diff cover. You can see it in there, but it is Ford Tractor blue, and it's too bright for me. I want a deeper blue. It's just preference, like I guess. Kind of more of a royal blue, almost kind of that blue, or there's American flag blue. Something a little darker, deeper, whatever. It's just too bright for me, whatever. So I might paint this trim here that blue, but I want to do like a black and tan interior. I think those look really sweet. Whatever. So eventually I'm going to put new seat covers on these seats, and the ones I'm looking at from Rock Auto, they run like 130 bucks, and they're black and tan. I believe it's black on the outsides with a tan stripe here, and then the seat, you can't really see it, but anyway, get the gist. It's black and tan, so it's got, I believe, black borders and tan centers or whatever. So anyhow, so that's all gonna come someday if I can keep making enough money to support this thing. Oh man, it's kind of put me in the hole. Anyway, so we'll look at the seat real quick. I'll show you this. So I was talking about getting the seat redone. So as you can see, this is ripped. That is a t-shirt that I cut out of an old rag and put underneath the seat cover. So when I got this, can you hold this up for me? Thanks. So a couple of these, let's see, this one here, that one, and I thought one more wire was broke, and I'm missing a spring. I don't know if it broke or it just fell out, whatever, but I'm missing one spring. There's supposed to be 5 springs, and there's only 4 at the moment, so we'll get that fixed someday. But then there's, if you read forums, a couple of the guys on forums say to use like cardboard. Most of them say to use that plastic cardboard, like a for sale sign type of plastic cardboard, but I didn't have any, so I just used regular cardboard. Hopefully it holds up. I don't know. When I redo the seat covers, I'll probably end up just putting an actual like for sale sign type of deal in there, but it strengthens it some and won't let the foam poke through the wires, because after 25 years of foam sitting there, there's lines in the foam where the wires were, so it took care of that. But you can see I've got that cardboard pretty much the whole size of the seat. But anyway, but when you would sit on the seat, you would just sink way down, and you can see, I mean, that seat's pretty firm now. So I just put that rag in, or that t-shirt, just so I don't wear the foam away till I get seat covers. And I've got to redo this back because there is no support here, and I found out why. This bracket right there is supposed to be welded in there, and can you hold that up again? It is snapped off there, so I'm going to have to re-weld that. I'm going to have to end up taking the whole seat off, and I don't know what this was. It looked,
the pouch.
Yeah, I'm guessing this was the lumbar. Now that I think of it, yeah, that was a lumbar, and it's deteriorated. So I don't think I'll put lumbar back in, because I would have to wire it in. And I don't want to deal with that right now. So I'll figure this out right now. We're going to go get something to eat because we haven't eaten all afternoon. And I'll keep you guys up to date. Sorry I haven't posted in a long time, but I haven't really had anything to show. The truck's been broke down for a month, and it really kind of ticked me off. I mean, thankfully, Mom has a car I can drive, so transportation wasn't a huge issue. But I mean, after I put so many, I don't know, literally blood, sweat, and tears into this truck, and I've had it since I was, I think, 13, got a decent amount of money wrapped in it. It's a lot of money. I bought the truck for like $600. I've got probably close to $4 grand in it by now. I mean, it's not a ton of money, but when you're building it and you're working hard for your money and it's not just daddy's money, I don't know. I guess I got attached to it, whatever. But anyway, it's going to be nice to get it up and going again. So anyway, hang in there, and Merry Christmas.